I was on a solo trip, the kind you dream about for months, where you plan every moment, every adventure, and every detail. It was supposed to be my escape, a chance to breathe, to see the world, and maybe find something inside of myself I didn't know was missing. But then everything changed in the blink of an eye. I was in the middle of the most picturesque city, a place I'd only ever seen in photos, when disaster struck. I was walking down a narrow street, lost in the moment, when my foot caught on an uneven cobblestone. It felt like time slowed down. My body lurched forward, and I couldn't catch myself in time. My knee slammed into the pavement. I heard a sickening crunch, and in that instant, panic surged through me. I couldn't stand. I could barely move. I felt the pain shoot up my leg, and my heart was pounding in my chest. I tried to get up, but my knee wouldn't budge. I was alone. No friends, no family, just me and the overwhelming realization that I was a long way from home. And of course, the first thing that came to mind was I didn't even think about travel insurance. I had heard of it, but the thought of needing it seemed so unlikely. I had packed my bags thinking nothing would go wrong. Well, life has a way of throwing curveballs. I sat there, trying to keep calm, but I couldn't help it. My leg was swelling. The pain was growing, and I had no idea what to do. That's when I remembered something, an online recommendation I had stumbled upon just before I left. It was about a service called Auras. I hadn't really thought about it again until that moment, but suddenly it felt like a lifeline. I opened my phone with shaking hands, trying to navigate through the pain. I found Auras Insure. It wasn't like the other companies I had looked at. They promised fast medical assistance, easy access, and no long waits. It was exactly what I needed in a moment when I couldn't afford to waste time. I hesitated for a second. Was it really going to work? Was this going to be some other empty promise? But the thing is, I didn't have a choice. I called the number. I'm not even exaggerating when I say that within minutes, I was connected to someone who understood exactly what was going on. The calmness in their voice was a relief I didn't know I needed. They helped me find a nearby medical facility. They set up an appointment. They even arranged for a taxi to get me there. It felt almost too easy. And the best part? They handled the insurance claim right there, without me having to jump through hoops. I was in and out of the clinic within a couple of hours. Turns out, I had torn a ligament in my knee. But it could have been so much worse if I hadn't gotten medical attention when I did. That was the moment I realized how truly important travel insurance is. It's not just about protecting your trip from cancellations or lost baggage. It's about making sure you're covered when life takes a turn. You don't want to find out how much you need it when you're sitting on the ground in a foreign country, unable to move. Auras didn't just save me in that moment. They made a potentially awful situation so much easier to handle. I can't even imagine what I would have done without them. So, if you're planning a trip, whether it's to a distant corner of the world or just across the country, do yourself a favor. Take the extra step. Make sure you're covered. Because I learned the hard way. Life happens. And when it does, you'll want to know you're not alone. Trust me on that. Auras has been my personal lifesaver, and I genuinely recommend them. They're not just some company. They're a real way to protect yourself when things go wrong. I'll leave the link in the description if you want to check them out for yourself. But seriously, don't wait for the worst case scenario to happen. Be prepared. Stay safe